All right, let's dive right in. We're here to talk about a pretty fundamental shift in how we all work with artificial intelligence. See, it's not just about using AI anymore, it's about building a whole new kind of partnership. And that, right there, is the art of AI fluency. So let me ask you something. When you use an AI, what does it feel like? Is it kind of a magic box where you throw in a vague request and just hope for the best? Or is it more like a smart, capable partner you're collaborating with? The difference between those two things, well, it's everything. And that difference, it has a name, AI fluency. But this isn't just another skill to add to your resume, it's a whole mindset. It's what transforms you from someone who just uses AI into someone who is an active, really powerful collaborator with AI. Okay, so how do we get there? We're going to use a really simple but powerful framework as our guide. To become a truly fluent AI collaborator, you just need to master what we're calling the 4Ds. Here they are: delegation, description, discernment, and diligence. These four are the pillars of AI fluency. I promise if you can get these right, you will fundamentally change how you work. So let's break them down, starting with the first one. First up is delegation. And look, this is so much more than just handing off a task. It's about that strategic choice you make before you even start typing a prompt. It's the art of pausing and asking, who is actually best for this task? Is it me or is it the AI? To do that well, you need three things. First, problem awareness. You have to be crystal clear on your own goal. Then, platform awareness. What is this specific AI actually good at, and what are its blind spots? Only then can you make the right call on task delegation. Next up, description. This one is all about the skill of communication. If delegation decided what gets done, description is all about how it gets done. How do you take the idea in your head and translate it into instructions the AI can really understand and execute perfectly? A truly great prompt actually has three layers to it. First, the product. What's the final thing you're trying to get? Second, the process. How should the AI think about its approach to get there? And finally, the performance. What's the personality or tone you want it to adopt? And this example just makes it so clear. A vague prompt like, write about AI fluency, is a total gamble. Who knows what you'll get? But a fluent prompt? Now that's strategic. It defines the product, the process, and the performance. You're not leaving things to chance. You're setting your AI partner up for success. Our third D is discernment. And this is where your human intelligence is absolutely critical. The AI produces something, but you are the editor, you are the fact checker, and you are the final judge of quality. This is the one step you can never, ever skip. And your judgment applies to everything. You've got to assess the final product for quality and accuracy, of course, but you can even evaluate the AI's process. Did its reasoning even make sense? And you evaluate its performance. Was the tone right? Did it follow all of your instructions? And our final D is diligence. This is really the ethical foundation that holds all of this together. It's the core understanding that you are always the one who's accountable for anything you create with an AI. This really comes down to three commitments: being thoughtful about the tools you decide to use, being transparent about how you're using them, and always, and I mean always, taking full responsibility for the final output. Remember, you're the one hitting publish, not the AI. Okay, let's move into our next section and start building out your AI fluency toolkit. Now that we have the framework, let's make sure we have the vocabulary we need to speak the language of AI with confidence. At the heart of most of the tools you're using today are what we call large language models, or LLMs. You can think of these as enormous systems that have been trained on a massive portion of the internet to recognize patterns and generate incredibly human-like text. But they're not perfect. With what seems like complete confidence, an LLM might tell you something like this. And that's a perfect and kind of funny example of what we call a hallucination. So a hallucination is when the AI just generates an answer that sounds totally plausible, but is just wrong. It's not lying, it's just confidently putting patterns together in a way that doesn't actually reflect reality. This is exactly why discernment is so important. Now here's a concept you can often control yourself: temperature. Think of it like a creativity dial. A low temperature is like focused ice. It's predictable and precise. A high temperature is like boiling water. It's going to be more random, creative, and bubbly.
And you can really feel the difference, right? The low temperature response is factual and direct. The high temperature response is creative. It's using an analogy. Neither one is better than the other. It's all about what you need for the task at hand. So this whole skill of writing great instructions and adjusting things like temperature, it has a name. It's called prompt engineering. It's the practical application of that description D we talked about earlier. It's definitely part art, part science.
Here are a few really powerful techniques you can use right away. Ask the AI to think step by step to improve its reasoning. Give it a specific role to play, like act as a marketing expert. And be crystal clear about the exact format you need back. Okay, so we have the framework and we have the toolkit. In our final section, let's see how this all comes together in the real world by exploring the different ways you can actually collaborate with AI. Your interactions with AI pretty much fall into 3 modes. In automation, you instruct and the AI executes. Great for specific defined tasks. In augmentation, you and the AI are true partners, collaborating on complex problems. And in agency, you configure the AI to work on its own. Understanding which mode you're in is key to applying the 4Ds correctly. So that brings us to the end of our explainer. But really, for you, this is just the beginning. The very next time you open an AI chat, I want you to think about this framework. Which D will you focus on first? Better delegation? More precise description? Sharper discernment? Or more thoughtful diligence? Your journey to fluency starts with that choice.